What if I told you that your past financial failures never actually happened? What if that crushing debt that feels like a weight on your chest, that investment that vanished into thin air, or that golden opportunity you missed, the one that still generates an echo of regret in the middle of the night, is nothing more than a shadow projected on a wall? You might be living in the land of the free, but you feel trapped by an illusion you are keeping alive right now, in this very moment. It might seem like absolute absurdity to you, especially if the consequences of that past are still visible in your bank account balance or in the invoices you receive daily. The physical world, the world of Caesar, demands you look at the facts. But stay with me, because you are about to discover a truth that mystics have guarded for centuries. This is a truth with the power not only to change your future trajectory toward financial independence, but to actively redeem and rewrite your past. You are here today, trying to manifest abundance and break through to the next level of success. You recite your affirmations, you try to feel the wealth, you visualize the freedom of walking away from the 9-to-5 grind. But then, there it is, the echo of that failure. It is not just a thought, it is a visceral, physical sensation, isn't it? It is a tightening in your stomach, a wave of heat and shame that assaults you whenever you think about that specific decision. Maybe it is the memory of a heated argument with your partner because of that loss. Maybe it is the insomnia spent staring at the ceiling, wondering, what if I had done it differently? It is the paralyzing sensation of not being capable, of having messed everything up, of having betrayed someone's trust, or worse, your own trust in your ability to provide and succeed. This is not a simple memory. It is an emotional anchor dragging your ship down. This emotional imprint, this feeling rooted deep in your subconscious, is the real block. It is not the money that you lack. It is the vital energy, your own creative power, that you have left trapped in that moment of the past. You are trying to drive forward with the parking brake on. Every time you try to imagine a prosperous future, your subconscious, which is the seat of memory, looks to the past for instructions. And what does it see? It sees failure. It sees loss. It whispers to you, warning. The last time we tried this, we crashed. The last time we trusted, we were betrayed. Let's retreat. Let's stay safe in the scarcity we know. And so the cycle repeats. You remain stuck in the rat race, not because the system is rigged, but because your internal programming is set to survival instead of expansion. You cannot build a magnificent temple of prosperity on foundations of regret and fear. You attempt to affirm, I am wealthy, but your heart whispers, yeah, right. Remember 2008. Remember that bad deal. Your present and your future are being held hostage by an unredeemed past. You are fighting a war against your own memories, and that is a war you cannot win with force. Most people believe they have to get over the past, that they have to forget it or come to terms with it. But what if I told you that you don't have to get over it, that you don't have to forget it? You must literally change it. Here, in the alchemy of consciousness, we do not deal with shadows. We work with the light that projects them. we hack the source code of reality itself. The great mystic and teacher of the mind of the 20th century, Neville Goddard, handed us the most powerful and perhaps most misunderstood key to break these chains. This is not a psychological trick, nor is it self-deception. It is a divine act of creation. He called it the pruning shears of revision. It is the tool that separates the masters of life from the victims of circumstance. It is your ability to go back in time, not physically, but in your imagination, which is the only reality that matters, and delete the vibration of failure, replacing it with the vibration of success. Neville taught a mind-bending principle. The past and the present are not sequential as we believe. They are a single structure, eternally present and infinitely modifiable, existing only in your wonderful human imagination. And your human imagination, Neville taught, is God. It is the creative power of the universe operating through you. If you can change an event in your imagination, if you can change the feeling associated with that event, you change its consequences in the physical world. You are not altering a historical fact in the history books. You are altering the vibratory cause in the world of consciousness. And the physical world, the world of effects, has no choice but to conform. This is the secret to hacking your reality. Think about that financial failure that torments you, that wrong decision that cost you a fortune. The moment it happened, that event impressed your subconscious with a devastating feeling: loss, fear, shame, guilt. It is that feeling which, like a powerful dark magnet, attracts to you today other circumstances that vibrate at the same frequency. More debt, fewer opportunities, more anxiety. The system isn't punishing you. Your own frequency is simply matching your output. You cannot escape the law. You can only change the impression. You must descend into the crypt of your mind and change the foundations. So, how do we apply this alchemical power? How do you take a memory of deep financial loss, a foreclosure, a disastrous investment, a humiliating firing, and transform it into gold? It is not enough to say, "I wish it had gone differently." That is a passive act, full of regret. You must relive it actively in your imagination, but in the way it should have been. You must feel the joy, the relief, the triumph of that event, as if it had actually happened that way, until that new feeling completely erases the old one. This is about overwriting the corrupt data on your hard drive with a new program of success. You are the programmer, and your feelings are the code. Let me tell you the story of Michael, a businessman who attended one of Neville's lectures. Michael was sharp, ambitious, the kind of guy who should have been a millionaire by 30. But he was literally haunted by a financial ghost. Years prior, he had invested a considerable sum, his life savings and a massive loan, into a real estate project recommended by a close friend and partner. He went all in, chasing the dream of freedom. The project failed miserably, in a catastrophic way. Michael lost everything. And the failure took away not only his money, but also the friendship, which was destroyed by accusations and bitterness. From that day on, Michael became a shadow of himself. He became fearful, suspicious, unable to seize new opportunities. He was stuck in a defensive crouch, trying to protect what little he had left instead of expanding. Even when a promising deal presented itself, he hesitated. Every time he had to sign a check or make a financial decision, he saw the face of his ex-friend. He felt the exact same nausea of betrayal and loss. His identity had shifted from successful entrepreneur to the man who failed. His present was a prisoner of that single past event. He was financially paralyzed because his subconscious screamed danger at every move. Michael heard Neville's teaching on revision, and although skeptical, he was desperate. He was tired of living in fear. That evening, he decided to test the method. He relaxed in his armchair, closed his eyes, and evoked that terrible day from years ago. Not the day everything collapsed, but the final meeting with his friend. The one filled with screaming, anger, and the heavy realization of ruin. He felt the acidity in his stomach again, the voice cracking with rage, the crushing sense of injustice. He allowed that feeling to emerge, fully. Then he stopped the scene. His imagination was his kingdom, and in his kingdom he was the absolute monarch. He was the director, the writer, and the lead actor. He picked up the mental scissors and began to rewrite the script. Instead of the argument, he imagined a different scene. He imagined his friend walking into his office months after the investment with a radiant smile. Michael imagined hearing the words, "Michael, it went beyond every expectation. We have not only recovered everything, but we have tripled the investment." He visualized the profits, the success, the feeling of a gamble that paid off. He imagined the check hitting his desk with that satisfying sound of victory. He imagined the handshake, not cold and distant, but warm, a partnership sealed in mutual respect. He imagined his own deep relief, the gratitude, the pure joy, not just for the money, but for the friendship preserved and the validation of his business acumen. He didn't just see it, he engaged every sense to make it real in the inner world. The first night was a battle. His rational mind, the skepticism that keeps so many people poor, kicked and screamed, shouting, "This is delusional. That money is gone. You're lying to yourself." This is the firewall of the ego trying to protect the old programming. But Michael persisted. Neville challenged us. Do you dare to assume it is true? You have to be braver than your doubts. By the second night, the scene became more vivid. He could almost smell the mahogany of the desk, see the dust motes dancing in the sunlight of his office. By the third night, and for many nights to follow, Michael relived that rewritten scene until it felt more real, more natural than the memory of the failure. He wasn't imagining anymore. He was remembering a new past. Falling asleep in that sensation of success became his new ritual. What was Michael doing? He was performing high-level alchemy. He was withdrawing his emotional investment from the stock of Failure Inc. and reinvesting it into Success LLC. He was telling his subconscious, that glitch was an error. This is the code. The truth is success. The truth is harmony. He was washing the stain of regret right out of his mind. About 3 weeks passed. In his daily grind, Michael noticed a subtle but profound shift. The knot of anxiety that tightened whenever he checked his portfolio had loosened. He felt lighter, clearer. He started spotting business angles and opportunities that, when blinded by fear, he would have missed entirely. His opportunity filter had been cleaned. He was broadcasting a new signal. Then, the impossible happened on a Tuesday afternoon. His phone rang. It was the old friend, the ex-partner. They hadn't spoken in years. The silence had been a wall of ice. The friend, sounding hesitant, said he was in town and had been thinking about him. He asked if they could grab a coffee. Michael, feeling a calm authority he hadn't felt in a decade, accepted. When they met, there was no anger. The friend confessed that the project's failure had haunted him, but recently he had struck gold with a new venture. He felt an absolute need to make things right. He didn't hand over a check for the old loss right there, but he offered Michael a ground-floor equity stake in this new, booming enterprise, an offer to make up for how things went down. In that moment, Michael understood. His revision hadn't changed the historical fact that the initial investment tanked, but it changed something far more critical. It changed the meaning and the feeling of that event history. And by doing so, it changed the consequences. The external world had no choice but to reshape itself around his new internal reality. He had released the trapped energy. The external world, what Neville called the bridge of incidents, had reorganized itself to reflect his new consciousness of harmony and profit. This is the power of revision. It is not a game. It is a fundamental law of physics, action and reaction. You are not the victim of your past. You are the only authority allowing it to exist. Your memories are not carved in stone. They are written in the ink of your consciousness. And you, right now, have the power to dip your pen into a different ink and rewrite the chapter. Your financial life is not defined by what happened to you, but by what you choose to remember and feel as true right now. You are the editor of your own life story. Your subconscious is the book of life. Every experience charged with intense emotion is a sentence written in that book. If the pages of your financial history are filled with phrases like, "I lost everything," "I am in debt," or "I am not enough," these phrases become the immutable laws governing your present reality. But you are not just the reader of this book. You are the author. Revision is the divine act of taking the eraser of imagination and the pen of feeling to rewrite those pages. You are not lying to yourself. You are asserting a deeper truth. The truth is that you are the operative power, God in human form, and the only reality is your consciousness. Failure was just a state of consciousness you passed through. By rewriting the scene, you choose a different state, the state of success, relief, and abundance. Since the world is nothing but a mirror of your consciousness, it has no choice but to reflect your new truth. So, I ask you, which financial failure is still holding you hostage? Which memory makes your stomach turn? That specific memory is your point of power, It is not your jailer, it is your gateway to liberation. It is the lead that you, the alchemist, must transform into gold. It is the exact moment you impressed the law of scarcity, and now, with that same divine authority, you will go back and impress the law of abundance. I know what you might be thinking, but the pain is so real. The loss was tangible. I am not asking you to deny your pain. Your pain is a signal. It is your soul telling you there is blocked energy here. There is a piece of yourself that you have not yet redeemed. Revision is not denial. It is the highest form of redemption. It is the act of returning to the scene of the crime, not as a victim, but as the creator, declaring, "This no longer has power over me. I am the cause." If this truth is beginning to resonate, if you feel even a glimmer of hope that it is possible to free yourself from the weight of that financial past, take a deep breath. Recognize this moment. It is your consciousness waking up to its own power. If you are ready to take the first step to reclaim your financial sovereignty, make a symbolic gesture right now. Press the like button, not for the algorithm, but for yourself. Use it as a seal, an act of commitment to the universe, that from this moment on, you are rewriting your story. And to impress this decision into the very fabric of your subconscious reality, go down to the comment section and declare your new truth. Write, "I am the redeemer of my past." Write it and feel it. Feel the power in those words. You are the one who redeems your history. Declare your sovereignty now. But the work doesn't end tonight. Once you have rewritten the past, you must maintain that new state through what Neville called a mental diet. You must refuse to feed your mind with thoughts that contradict your new truth. When a bill arrives and that old panic tries to rise, stop. Remember your revised scene. Remember the feeling of relief you cultivated. Look at that bill with the calm knowing, I have already triumphed. This is just a shadow of the old world. This is the discipline of the alchemist. You do not fight negative thoughts. You starve them. You simply switch the channel from failure to the frequency of wealth and harmony you established in your revision. You must walk through the world as if that revised success were your only history. How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you feel about money? Start acting from that premise. Your financial life is not defined by what happened to you, but by what you choose to keep alive in your mind. Those so-called failures were not mistakes. They were raw material given to you so you could discover your power of transmutation. You wouldn't be here listening to this truth if you weren't ready for this work. The universe didn't bring you here by accident. It brought you here to hand you the keys to your liberation. Tonight, choose your heaviest financial memory. Descend into your inner temple and change it. Feel the relief. Fall asleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And then watch your world. Watch how the doors open and the money, which is just a symbol of your inner freedom, starts to move toward you. Join us in this journey. Subscribe to Feeling is the Secret. Hit the notification bell and awaken the God who sleeps within you. The work has begun.